all for coming, especially the bartender, obviously. And another big thank you to Mary Beth and Eric for delaying their wedding a year so that more of you could come and join us and share this special day with us. And most importantly, give us the attention and the applause we've been missing so dearly these last 15 months. So, without further ado, let's get a big round of applause for the bride and groom. And now another one for me. Now to action start. I would like to waste no more time in officially welcoming Eric to the King family. Eric, you're welcome. When I first met Eric, all I knew about him was that he was a skinny kid from out of state, with a sound effect for a last name. And who loved sports, grilling, and my sister almost as equally. And I was fine with two of those things, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt pretty early on. But it really wasn't until I got Norbert that I gave him the full-on stamp of approval. Because if he can handle that little jerk, and I handle like he can do anything that Mary Beth doesn't want to do, and still ask my sister to marry him, I'm sure he'll do fine. But even now, after all this extended time, I still have not sat Eric down for the talk. I have not explained to him my expectations, and I have not told him how willing I am to go to prison for the right cause. It just never came up. I was waiting for the right moment and figured this was as good a time as any. But no, in all seriousness, I never had to give Eric the talk because, like I said, I don't have to. Overall, no, I'm not making a joke. Overall, Eric is he's a good guy. He might even be a great one. He's passionate. He's funny. Patient, thank God. Otherwise, we would not be here tonight. Also, most importantly, and pardon my language, but he actually gives a shit about things. He cares about people, about doing the right thing, and about having fun while doing it. And of course, it's no secret that he cares very deeply for my sister. And I don't know what else I can ask of him. So, Eric, instead of asking you anything or giving you the talk, let me just say this. Never, ever, ever stop giving a shit about my sister. While you're at it, try not to take too much shit from her either. Speaking of the bride of the hour, I would like to apologize in advance for the speech not living up to your expectations. That were completely fair and not at all above average. In my defense, I didn't have a lot of time to work on it. But with all these pushbacks. I think with this extra year, I would have finished writing the speech a long time ago. I thought so too. Back around the first wedding day. But, anytime I started, I sat down, I started writing, I couldn't. I stared at a blank page and got nothing. I looked through some old photo albums for inspiration. Nothing. I even took a break to admire my degree in writing. I couldn't write a single complete sentence that made me want to throw my computer against the nearest wall. I managed to jot down some anecdotes, some semi-embarrassing stories, like the time our family was eating out and a nice waitress walked over and asked what we'd like for dinner. And Mary Beth asked, "Do you have any chocolate chip pancakes?" To which the nice waitress replied, "No, sorry, we do not." To which Mary Beth replied, Can you make them for me? Without hesitation, without irony. But even the most embarrassing stories that I could think of, they just weren't enough for tonight. Not for this speech. The thing is, and I realized this while staring at my framed, embroidered English diploma, that there's simply no combination of words in the English language that could just sum up our relationship. Mary Beth is, well, she's my big sister. She's Bessie Boo Boo. When I was little, she was my bodyguard. Just asked the third grade girl who made fun of my fingernails, and then who went home crying after Mary Beth berated her. Or the other very young child who I just didn't like all that much, and who also went home crying from my birthday party after Mary Beth broke his nose with a laser tag gun. Story. For a long time, Mary Beth was my mentor. I did what she did, I thought what she thought, I went where she went. Not that I have much say in that. She taught me how to talk to people I'd rather not talk to. She taught me how to get people's attention, how to pose for pictures, make friends, and deal with jerks. She taught me not only how to stand up for myself, but why I should, especially when you're trying to get through the crowded Bennett parking lot so you're home in 30 minutes or less. And even nowadays, she teaches me things, like the value of not having 8 a.m. classes, or any classes on any day, or at any time on any Friday. She taught me what wine to drink to look fancy, what to put on my resume to look successful, and of course, how to dress to impress. My first instinct for tonight was joggers and a Mardi Gras themed tie, so I thank you for picking this one out too. But even more than a glorified hand holder, she was and is my friend. She always was my friend because she always wanted to be my friend. From the second I was born, she was bothering my mom with, "Can I hold him? Can I hold him?" And then when I was a little older and playing with my action figures, she'd join me. And she'd bring her dolls and her houses to the arena. We'd have Darth Vader teaming up with Tea Party Daphne or whatever. Fight dinosaurs at 6 and redecorate Barbie's dining room at 7. That's why I'm such a well-rounded, creative, and open-minded guy. Every Christmas, we would tag team these two. We'd jumping up on their bed at 7 a.m. in the morning. And then we'd bond through the struggle of waiting upstairs while a certain lazy Santa finished wrapping his kids' presents until 10 in the morning. Father. When we went to the same school, she would always come to the lunch table to check on me and my friends. Not to make sure we were okay or anything. She just wanted an honorary position in the friend group. And we never gave her one. But she never gave up. And you add that to the list of things she taught me how to do. For a long time, Bessie was kind of everything to me. My first friend to the first person to kick me between the legs. That's a true story. And that's why I just sat there all year, staring at this unwritten speech and asking myself, what the hell do I say to try to give you people even the most microscopic glimpse into our friendship? There simply isn't any combination of words. Eventually, aka late last night, I decided the only thing worth addressing, or the only thing worth doing up here, was finally addressing the accusation that Mary Beth has been hurling at me since she learned how to talk. Which is that Mary Beth has always said that I am the favorite child. And I mean, come on. Obviously that's true. However, so is the fact that I am absolutely the underwhelming child too. See, most younger siblings have the luxury of lower expectations. Their parents realize how much of a disappointment their firstborn was. And don't get their hopes up too high for the second one. Me, on the other hand, I had to follow Mary Beth King. While she was a star player in the varsity tennis team, I was at home watching reruns of iCarly well into my teen years. and she continued her success and played in a D1 team. Meanwhile, I was diving headfirst into Breaking Bad. And yes, more iCarly. While Mary Beth spent the rides home ranting about the politics behind why she got an A instead of an A+, I was in the back seat trying to forge my mom's signature. And while Mary Beth got happily engaged to the love of her life at 23 years old, I am turning 24 in 3 months and didn't even bring a date to her wedding. Thanks for everything, Bess. Be your own king! But in the end, none of that really matters. We've always been extremely different people. We've always gotten on our nerves, on each other's nerves. But that's never changed the fact that you're my big sister. That I've always been proud of you, and that I always have and always will love you. Not just as the sister I have to, but as the friend I choose to. Besides, in the end, I'm still the favorite, so you can tell me. I gotta go to the bathroom, so we're around this. Maybe it's because we were supposed to do this a year ago, but this ceremony doesn't really change anything for me. Like we've said many times in the last few nights, this is just a formality. Eric, you felt like a brother to me for so long that I do not hesitate to roll my eyes to your face instead of behind your back. Again, you're welcome. And Bess, even though I'll always see you as that freckle-faced toddler, one speed bump away from an all-out tantrum, I know you're beyond ready to move on to the next stage of your life. To me, this just feels like tying a bow on a present that's been wrapped since last Christmas. And I know that you and I are both beyond tired of waiting for Christmas presents. So, in that spirit, I'd also like to propose a toast. To Eric, Mary Beth, and to your happily ever after. Cheers. Cheers.